I've almost completely filled out Ray's skill tree.
It would do no good to wander aimlessly just before we depart. I should head straight for the bridge.
Laeticia doesn't want us to wander around. It's like, we should head straight to the bridge. I gotta admit that was a really hard boss.
Yeah, it was very hard. I was honestly surprised at how hard it was. Most of this game's actually been kind of easy.
What am I looking for? Oh, that's what I'm looking for. Return Princess.
I think the rest I'm going to put into strength.
Voyage Scorpion, Parapoem, Aldernia, and the Aldous. You know what's funny is that most of this game is actually set in Osirius. Because after Osirius, you've got 2 locations in Nilbeth, 3 locations in Vale, and then 3
4 off-world locations, including the Aldous.
4 off-world locations, 2 planets, and one battleship. I spent while I was in the middle of that battle, I spent a lot of my SP on upgrading auto healing and first aid on various characters.
I haven't actually upgraded those.
I would normally focus on unlocking a skill tree, but I was like,
at this point, you get more than enough SP to unlock most of the skill tree. So
yeah. I only just finally unlocked Midas' final attack art. Most of this I kept forgetting to go after his attack arts. Nina's almost done too. I do wonder if there's to be like post-game skills. There usually are in past games, but it's hard to say if they'll be in this case. Ready to move on?
yeah, sure, I can do this later.
Alright, I'm going to the bridge.
So, I guess we're setting a course back for Aster IV then, that right?
Yep.
If you would.
By the way, you should know that Vergoldian Interstellar sent out a warning. Some of Remington's fleet haven't surrendered to Admiral Maverick yet. They report some scattered pockets of resistance.
So a straight course for Aster is out.
Yeah, might be smarter to take the scenic route this time. You know the drill. Better to be safe than sorry.
Right. So we'll steer clear of the usual routes and see if we can find some safer detours then.
A most prudent choice. It would do us no harm to linger longer among the stars, yes?
Pull us out of orbit at a quarter thrust and set course for Aster. Last leg of our journey. Let's make it a good one.
Copy that, Captain.
Yeah.
Exiting
The final
orbit
dungeon's probably been an
at a
Aster.
quarter thrust.
Probably. The final dungeon hasn't been on the main planet since Star Ocean 3.
T-minus 30 to Aster IV.
Oh, you're right. Although technically it's not technically on the planet, but you reach it from there.
Technically, that was the only time in the series,
It
actually.
was but the thought of our journey's end.
Unless you count Need as a main planet.
Perhaps a stroll would put one's mind at ease. May well be our last chance to share words with our companions.
Yes, well, that is a
The
most
most
excellent
excellent idea.
idea.
I am afraid our time here grows short.
I guess this time it's goodbye for real, huh?
I inquired of Raymond to determine if we might sail the Fulga through the ocean of stars.
Aboard the Fulga?
What was his
What
response?
was his response?
Without a moment of contemplation, he told me space held no air, as though it were as obvious as the color of the sky itself. For many years I have studied semiomancy alongside Midas and the other maesters, sharing in all the knowledge of our world. Yet, I now realize we know absolutely nothing of space.
And is there no consolation in knowing now what you have yet to learn?
I find no consolation in self-deceit. We must acknowledge that it shall be no simple feat to ever set course for their worlds ourselves.
I can't talk to Ray and Elena. I'm gonna talk to him last.
Maester Midas, whatever are you doing?
I'm musing over the Scorpium.
Come again?
I've come across a wealth of experiences I'd never dreamed of since taking to the stars. There is much I wish to convey to Malthea and Marcus upon our return.
Well, that is wonderful. Dr. Eason and Director Malthea will certainly be pleased.
But my voluminous words will never truly convey to them the smell in the air aboard this vessel, nor the texture and tastes of our journey. I can't explain the sensation of my weight on the surface of strange planets for the first time.
Yes.
We humans are social creatures. At our root, we live through and thanks to our connections with others. That set me thinking. The Scorpium seek to guide evolution, and they share their society's wisdom with all who join them. Perhaps they forge the path that all humanoids must one day inevitably tread.
Be that as it may, Maester Midas, do we humanoids
No, now it has.
still build for one another the road which one day leads us there?
I needn't be reminded, but the matter itself is now known to me. It has taken root and will occupy my mind for the rest of my days. And
Here's Zoe.
what wonderful days they will be.
I find myself picturing Lady Malkia far from amused at how troublesome you might be.
If I wasn't, then I would no longer be me, correct?
If it wasn't, it would be me, correct? I'm assuming that... Nope, I don't see Mario here. Oh, but Chloe is someone I need to talk to.
How much longer
You will make a
until
fine
we
addition
return
to the
Aster?
Scorpium,
Just
Captain
about there
Raymond.
now. I'm sorry about the Emperor.
Indeed.
I don't think I could say this in front of Albert or the others, but I feel like he wasn't a bad person.
It's quite all right, Chloe. I am in agreement.
Nina's finally in her
I'm
room.
Sure Prince Gerard, Emperor Gerard now, I guess. This news will be very difficult for him.
We must accept the Emperor's fate if the Empire and my kingdom are to move toward peace. Chloe,
Yes?
I must confide. I find myself wishing you Osarian, like me.
It's really hard to believe it's all coming to an end.
Flattered and honored by your words. But
Laeticia wishes that Chloe was
wouldn't have wound up as
in her,
good
in her
as
kingdom.
Hans, if that were true.
Right. Well put. Mayhaps things are best as they are.
I agree.
Chloe's kind of an adjacent party member because she's pretty important throughout the game, but not like that important. She's not playable, but she's still got a huge role in the game, especially on Laeticia's side, where she has to go with Laeticia to the
Is
Empire.
something on your mind, cousin? What could cause you to respire so?
My thoughts were of Boldor. I keep wondering if I might have done more. Somehow convinced him down a path which, in the end, might have saved him.
Perhaps.
In truth, I am plagued by regret. What I seek, and that which I bring about, never seem to coincide.
I lament the same myself.
And yet, then I look at men such as Bennett and Remington. These men are capable of sailing through the stars themselves, yet still they are susceptible of falling astray at the slightest mishap. There seems to be no world in which we are guaranteed to accomplish that which we set out to.
Perhaps the story of our kind is built by those who tried and failed, but persevered nonetheless. What we deem failure at present may one day be seen a crucial step toward a greater good. We might say the same of the Scorpium.
Perhaps so. That means we must push through and live on, so that one day we can stand tall and proud.
Did Ray just talk to her about fact that there's no air in space?
Yep.
Yeah. So when I talked to Mokia, she talked about the fact that Ray told her that. So basically, Laeticia's conversation with Mokia was in response to her Mokia's conversation with Ray. That's actually cool. I like that. So I have Mario here, and who else? Oh, there's Nina. Okay. Nina's in her room.
Might I inquire now what it was that Luca meant earlier?
So, Laeticia, you're royalty, right? Which means you're one of the recognized representatives for a major percentage of Aster IV's population.
Oh, she's talking about the Protectorate.
Ryukas and Nina, they're some of the greatest minds the planet has to offer. Whenever such people of your caliber come into contact with Federation technology, their native planet gets registered as a protectorate.
A protectorate.
And a protectorate is...
There are ramifications, but there is one in particular that Ray's concerned about.
Oh? Oh, nothing.
Okay, registering a planet as a Federation protectorate is almost like a public
proclamation
proclamation that they are laying future claim to the planet as
Oh,
a
wow.
Burguldian, and also as someone who witnessed all the controversy here. It's hard for him to accept that.
I confess I am also uncertain how to respond.
If we're being frank, I don't think the Federation in its current state
Is
in any
in position to register Aster IV as a protectorate.
I just have one concern.
Huh.
Concern?
As long as I remain military personnel, making Aster IV a protectorate is
The only way
I'd
I'd
ever
be able
be
to
able to
see
see
any
any
of
of
you
you
again.
again.
That is a grave concern indeed.
It truly is.
Interesting. So, Mario explained that being a protector is like the Federation future claim to the planet. So eventually, when they'll come back and try, like once they're ready to go into space, they'll try and get them to join. Basically, they also keep in contact with the planet over time. It's kind of like what happened with Earth and the Eldarians, where the Eldarians came to Earth when they were ready. I guess you could say so. Essentially, like, but Mario's also like, Ray does like that fact, but unless we do make a protectorate, I won't be able to see any of you all again.
It's been an adventure of a lifetime, but it's almost over now, huh?
The journey, yes, but not the lessons we might glean from it.
Some of it's still pretty hard to digest. And we've definitely had more than our share of trouble and all, but... oh, I don't know. I really wish we could have stayed longer and traveled more with them. Don't you think so, Laeticia? Laeticia?
Oh yeah, that's probably my last conversation.
Yes. I quite agree. If only ever so slightly longer.
Because I saw Elena and Ray together. I assume that'd be my last conversation. And she doesn't have a conversation with Albert at all. Or I guess she kind of started with it, I guess.
Seems our time together draws to an end.
All journeys reach an end. Doesn't mean it's the end, though. Right?
Indeed. I can assure you, we don't want to lose contact with any of you after today. Speaking of the future, though, what exactly do you plan to do now, Duma? You were meant to assess the people of Vergold for Scorpium compatibility, yes?
I am contemplating the endeavor to normalize Scorpium integration.
Normalize Scorpium integration? Should I take that to mean moving away from invasive assimilation to focus on what were your prior methods then?
You are correct, though we expect that alone will be insufficient. Contact with the Pan-Galactic Federation served as a catalyst in the Scorpium schism. However, it is now obviously apparent that Scorpium ideology has always been susceptible to such dangers.
It was always at risk of taking a more aggressive route, then?
Indisputable. Armed with that information, we must learn from our failures and seek out new methods by which to further our evolution. This perspective should be shared with the network.
Sounds a lot better than the Centralists, that's for sure. But
how's one little probe supposed to influence the whole network?
Astute observation. I am but an investigative life form, unable to intervene in non-mission critical duties.
Yet, little Duma, you did just that by aiding us on our journey, did you not?
It was your actions that prompted me to do so.
What actions?
Your efforts
to rescue
the
android
Elena from the crash site at Galka Shrine triggered my protocols. Had you acted differently, my investigation directive would have persisted. Communication between us would have remained at minimum levels.
Oh.
In past surveys of worlds co-inhabited by organic and non-organic life forms, use of non-organics as tools by organic life
So Duma
forms
became more active after
However,
Ray.
You treat Elena's life as equal to
Yeah,
your own,
treat Elena like a
sparing
person.
no thought to her nature. In your interactions, I detected new possibilities for future coexistence. My aid was offered in an effort to further investigate future options suggested by your actions. Additionally, influenced by the interactions they witnessed between Raymond and Elena, Laeticia and the people of Aster IV naturally accepted the android as an equal being, working alongside Elena as they would any other fellow humanoid. This is an astounding occurrence, and serves as proof that such a symbiotic relationship can spread. My actions may have breached my role as an investigative unit, but I am grateful to all of you.
That's all just common sense for Vergaldians.
Likewise, it seemed only natural for us.
The greatest hope for the future of Scorpium
is in finding more who share such a mentality.
And you will strive to foster such thought. Is that
There's
right?
a new quest.
Correct.
Yeah, I got the quest earlier.
Perhaps you have already experienced some form of personal evolution yourself, then.
Personal.
I only need one more scorpion ship for that.
I don't doubt it,
used all mine up in
You've been through
creation
way too
earlier.
much not to be left a little wiser for it.
So when I came back here and found, I'm like, oh crap.
You know, I'd say this whole adventure taught us all a thing or two.
This is basically the before the finale final interaction between characters. But the thing is, they
I'm
don't.
gonna make my way to the bridge then.
They think there's something else going on. So it's funny.
Perhaps I have said all there is left to say. Best make my way to the bridge.
All right. I'm going.
I am grateful to have had the time to speak with everyone one final time.